Welcome to the Moon Magic Tarot channel. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone. We're actually today going straight into the drawing of the guiding cards, and we already have guiding card for reading number one. I'm going to draw a little charm and a rune for every reading to guide you in. Now, we are going to be using all of these cards in the readings today. It's a lot more in the way of, I guess, a variety of different packs today, but this is a really interesting week. In a moment I will of course go into the daily lunar forecast, the moon updates for every day of the week. In a week's time, on Saturday, we have a new moon eclipse, and you know, guys, the energy is absolutely primed for transformation, for rebirth, and kind of for action, to actually take actions that initiate making our dreams real. And this is going to be happening at the new moon next weekend. I will do a big lunar update about that in next week's readings too. But what I have done with the weekly lunar updates is I've really looked at them with this in perspective, with this in mind, which means each day as we go through today, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we are aware of the best way to use the energy and the influence of the moon all of this week as a period of preparation. It's kind of like, if we think of the new moon as, it's kind of like if you're planning a big event, or a big party, it doesn't just happen. We have to do preparation, and then on the day of the party, it just goes off so well, and everything is just absolutely spectacular and amazing. It's amazing because we did the preparation, and this week we have an opportunity to be in a space of preparation. Okay, here we have reading number 2 coming through already, and so that is what the lunar updates in a moment will be. That's what I'm going to talk you through for the coming week. But I first of all just wanted to draw the guiding cards and the charms and a rune for those of you who just want to go straight into the readings. So, okay, this is really to guide you in. Okay, wow. So reading number 1, Into the Unknown. This is kind of a magnificent energy already for those of you who might be guided into reading number 1, particularly with a view that this is a week of preparation for literally creating, becoming a master of our own creation of the unknown. And you actually have the tree of life. This is really, really beautiful. Your charm is the tree of life. So those of you that are drawn to reading number 1, we have the card Into the Unknown, the charm of the tree of life, and we have the rune of fertility. Okay, so that's what is around the energy that is surrounding reading number 1. Reading number 2, this is very beautiful. Come together. Look at this. I mean, there's so much love here. I will talk to you so much about, when we get to next week, about the energy of love that is around the transformational possibilities of next week's new moon. So reading number 2, we have the card of Come Together. Your charm, look at this. This is one of those, I love it when this happens. You kind of think, you know, you couldn't write this stuff, could you? Look, we have the charm of love. So this is for reading number 2, and we have the rune. We have the rune of flow. Okay, so if these are cards, charms, runes are speaking to you, this is this wonderful time when you listen to your intuition and see which of the readings is speaking to you. It might be more than one, actually. So reading 1, reading 2, now reading 3. We have the card of the Sacred Pool. Wow, this feels very magical, almost very like I'm stepping into a mist, as if something might be revealed. Let's look at the charm. We have the charm. This beautiful little charm is a charm of a bicycle. Okay, so it's like suggesting that something is going to move forwards. Maybe it will be revealing itself. Something will reveal itself. You know, these weekly readings are really about asking Spirit for guidance for the week. It's kind of like, what does Spirit need me to know for this week in my life's journey? So we have a bicycle, sacred pool, and you have the rune of joy. Oh wow, the rune of joy is magnificent. The rune of joy is kind of like, it's like out of darkness into light. It's transformation. Again, this magical energy of the coming new moon. We have a week of preparation for the big party, the big event. The rune of joy, the rune of the charm, not the rune, the charm of the bicycle, sacred pool. It's as if something may be revealed. The mist will clear, perhaps, you know. It's very much a rune of a new dawn, a new possibility, carried across the gap by the wings of heaven. Perhaps I'll just say a tiny bit about these runes to maybe help guide you in. You may already know which of the readings is speaking to you. The rune of fertility, reading number 1. The rune of fertility often requires completion of beginnings, but it's a rune of promised, of potential. It also suggests that sometimes we need to fertilize the ground for our own deliverance. So that's the kind of flavor of reading 1. Reading 2, we have the rune of flow. This is about literally the energy that flows with us into a new space of being, a new space perhaps of love, of relationship, who knows, but this is a come together card. The sacred pool, the rune of joy, I've just spoken about that already. So all of these feel very aligned with this week of preparation where we move to really what is ultimately a new moon of great potential fertility, actually. So guys, I'm going to now move into those daily moon forecasts where I'm going to talk you through the lunar energy every day of the week, especially with a view of preparation. And then we will move into the readings. Guys, if you just want to move straight to the reading or the readings that were speaking to you, the timestamps are kind of in the information box, and I put them into the comments as well for phone users. I think they're a little bit easier to access if you're on a phone. So wonderful friends, thank you for joining me for today's readings. These are the weekly guidance from Spirit. What messages does Spirit have for each of you for the coming week to help you to navigate everything that is taking place in the unique circumstances of your own world? So I will see you in the lunar updates, and then I will see you in the readings.
Welcome, wonderful friends, to the lunar updates, and we have such an incredible week of potential preparation for a new moon that is primed for transformation, and it's a new moon eclipse. So much possibility in the next month for things to take place and happen very quickly. So today on Sunday, the moon is in Aquarius, and the lunar energy brings a space of seeing with the potential for very powerful karmic messages and communications to come through. So listen, keep a note of synchronicities and signs, and even if something appears to be fleeting or seemingly insignificant, or if you just don't know what something might mean, make a note of it anyway. You may find later in the week it becomes clear to you. The lunar influence really adds weight to this overall astrodynamic today, but in a very reflective, kind of introspective kind of way. So really valuable day for reflection, observation, becoming still and listening. On Monday, the moon moves into Pisces with a 10-hour void of course period between literally 00:33 minutes past midnight and 10:15 a.m. GMT. The flavour of karmic communications is still very strong at the start of the day, but as the moon moves into Pisces, we actually see a wonderful flow of energy, offering expansion of vision and the moving forwards of increasing clarity and awareness. This is a super day to invest in journaling and any form of preparation for the coming new moon eclipse. So if you have been keeping an eye out for signs, synchronicities, sit with them, meditate, and just see what emerges, because you may find clarity arrives for you. On Tuesday, the moon is in Pisces, and this is actually quite a good day for taking action. So approach life creatively. Even though the lunar energy is actually diminishing and winding down, we are in the balsamic and waning crescent phase of the moon. The flavour of the lunar energy influence is also kind of building in anticipation. It's calling us to bring our dreams into a space of realness and into fruition, and to hold our visions of all of the good things that we want to manifest and bring into the world. So pay particular attention to your dreams, and if your mind is wandering, listen to your daydreams as well. Important information may be coming through to you in preparation of your new moon wishes at the weekend. On Wednesday, the moon moves from Pisces into Aries with a void of course period between 13:35 and 16:10 p.m. GMT. Now, the energy today is expansive, very spiritual, and actually very harmonious, and is all about sort of preparation for rebirth. So be active in a steady, gentle way. Tie up loose ends. Get ready for the actualization of things. Wrap things up. Find clarity of purpose. Move things forwards towards completion. Any aspect of things that you have got that are just sort of lying around, asking for your attention. Clear everything out of the way, be active and reflective. You have an opportunity today to move things forwards so that there is space for new horizons and new beginnings to emerge. On Thursday, the moon is in Aries, and the flow of lunar energy really shifts into a space that supports healing, resolution, the laying to rest of old wounds in anticipation of the emergence of the new at the weekend. So this is really a lovely day to bring balance into all aspects of your being, whether it's in relationship with others or in relationship with yourself. Whether you are finding resolution and the laying to rest of past issues, or even just thinking patterns that take you back into internal kind of stuff, the inner critic kind of stuff. The lunar influence today invites us to cleanse and to heal in readiness for new opportunities and new beginnings. It's a lovely, lovely energy today. It really is. So cleanse, release, heal. On Friday, the moon is in Aries until 21:38 p.m. GMT, when she enters a void of course space until tomorrow. The flow of energy continues, and the lunar influence today favours a structured and very methodical approach. Again, we are tying up loose ends, we're in preparation, crossing the T's, dotting the I's, all of those niggly little tasks that have been waiting for your attention. Get to it, because when we do these things and we attend to them, we're actually clearing and cleansing the way so that there is space for the new to emerge. This is a bit like spring cleaning within your manifestations. Changes are coming, and the energy today invites us to take stock and prepare for exciting new beginnings. On Saturday, the moon enters Taurus at 19 minutes past midnight GMT, and wow, this is the new moon eclipse in Taurus, exact at 21:27 p.m. and it's an extraordinary new moon that is absolutely primed for transformation, for awakening, and for love. This new moon marks the beginning of the fifth moon phase of 2022. This is the tribal moon of listening woman, also known as the flower moon, the budding moon, and the willow moon. Now, the energy of a solar eclipse is often associated with a surge of creative possibilities, although these may not always arrive in the form that we were expecting. Now, the dynamics of this new moon eclipse, it's just perfect to consciously focus on the kind of, I guess, the relationship between making new moon wishes and new moon intentions. There is a difference. New moon wishes are very much associated with the feminine. New moon intentions are about doing. What are we going to do? You know, a wish is putting a request into the universe. An intention is actually saying, what will I do in order to move this potential forwards? When we use the energy of both in balance and harmony, the collaboration of the two strengthens the potential support that is available to us at the beginning of every new lunar cycle. This new moon in Taurus makes a very dynamic and positive connection with the fiery, go-getting action energy of Mars. We also see harmonious, balanced Venus and expansive, optimistic Jupiter, who's about expansion, joining forces, and they create a flowing dynamic with the transformational energy of Pluto, all about rebirth, change. You may well find that certain stages of your personal manifestations might suddenly shift, depending on where you are at. I mean, we're all manifesting at different ages and stages of lots of different things in our lives all of the time. Some things may suddenly bloom and emerge, birthing into the world and creating space for a new cycle of evolution and manifestation. Others may suddenly gather momentum and begin to move forwards and find their shape and form, come into a sort of reality. Others may reach a certain stage of development, highlighting whatever is needed for the next surge of input and action. However you look at it though, it's time to take action. There's also some really powerful impetus from Uranus, creating awakening and sudden opportunities. So yeah, pretty awesome new moon eclipse in terms of initiating powerful potential changes. I hope you've enjoyed these lunar updates. I've really thought this week about how to use this energy in a way that helps us to prepare for this fabulous new moon eclipse. And guys, have an amazing week. If you want to tune in with these daily updates, literally get a nudge every day. I do post them on Facebook and on Instagram as well. Tons and tons of love to you, and see you in the readings.
Okay, so reading number one, welcome. You have chosen the Into the Unknown card with the Rune of Fertility and the Tree of Life. So the Rune of Fertility does suggest completion of beginnings. So something is kind of being attended to, wrapped up, closing, in order to bring about, I think, something that's very new. There's a flavor, of course, of stepping into the unknown, and it's interesting because this card actually calls us to trust. It says, you know, everything we need to see will be revealed to us, the next step on the pathway, but it's like you're in new territory in some way. So something is winding up or winding down or coming to its completion, and you're very much launching into a place. I mean, fertility is magical because it's like you're being promised. It's a rune of promise. Okay, so let's place that over here, and let's put our rune and our charm up here, and let's draw from the other cards and kind of see what we're being shown. There's your first card and your second. Oh, and this one is wanting to come too. Okay, let's put those out of our way. Okay. Now I'm going to leave this tarot pack and these oracle cards for a moment and just look at these cards first. I think that's what is feeling right. So you have the Hierophant. You have the Hierophant, you have the Six of Cups, and you have the Two of Pentacles. This is a card of transformation, and there's definitely guidance coming into you. It's really interesting, the energy of this card into the unknown and the energy of the Hierophant. It's like you're being given a key to something here. You are being given, it's like information is going to come to you, but I think it may not come in the way that you expect. Okay, and this is really interesting because the new moon that we are coming up to is an eclipse moon, and in eclipse season, so we're about to enter a month, you know, of eclipse season. We're going to enter a new phase, a new tribal moon phase. So we move into the phase of listening woman. This starts on Saturday, so in a week's time. This is what we're preparing for, and there is huge potential to actually take action and realize things, for things to come into being. I feel like you're going to be given a key. The guidance this week is that I think something is going to come to you that will unlock. It's like a pathway of something that, but it's going to feel unknown. It's going to feel different. It's like you're stepping into new territory. Now, it's offering you a lot of potential fertility and the opportunity to transform. So it's as if something is going to, you're going to be given a key or something that opens up either a piece, it could be a piece of information, but it becomes clear. If you look at this card here, you know, she has a blindfold on, you know, and yet she's still taking that risk. You know, she's still prepared to trust that miracles are being shown to her. So I feel that you may well this week be asked to actually take a risk, or you'll be shown something that could be a new possibility, or something where when you get to this coming new moon eclipse, where things can happen quite quickly. You're maybe going to be given a key or a piece of information, a piece of communication. For those of you that just watched the lunar updates, you'll know there's a lot of very relevant karmic communication that is taking place in the coming week. So really be very wise and alert to things that are seemingly unexpected, but actually are carrying information that's being brought to you. Now, your cards. We have the Four of Cups, luxury, and the Three of Wands, virtue. Okay. It's very interesting. Six of Cups. It's kind of like these two cards sitting underneath the six here. I feel, you know, in a way with the Six of Cups, there's that feeling of looking back, you know, of nostalgia. But it's kind of knowing that your roots are where you've come from. And it's interesting because in a way, it may actually be there's some piece of learning, some piece of information that suddenly begins to make sense to you. Maybe something that happened to you that was possibly even quite challenging. It suddenly makes sense that was a preparation for something that you're about to embark on. You now have a skill set that you didn't realize you had, and you wouldn't have had it otherwise. There is, though, a flow here. And the flow is asking you to not doubt yourself. Okay, the card of virtue, the Three of Wands, the three's a bit like the rune of fertility. It's like a stage of completion, a stage of celebration in terms of your creative potential and realization. And you have something to share, actually. You have something to share, you have something to bring forth, and it's time. The timing is right for you. It may actually be that something of your history, something of your experiences are going to lead to you sharing in a way that allows others to learn from your experiences. The card of virtue says, do you still doubt? You know, don't doubt yourself. This is time. The timing is right for you to bring something forth. Move these cards. We are going to need a bit more room, I think, here. So we have We have the card Awakened Spirit, Desire to Change, and Between Worlds, New Direction. But with a turtle, you know, the turtle energy is very much about new beginnings, new opportunities, the start of something. And then you have the spirit animal guide links, mystery. So I really do feel this is exactly, there's a desire to change. Do you know, I feel like for this this preparation for the coming week, what it feels like for me, reading number one, people, beautiful people, I think something, literally a key is going to be given to you. Now this key could come in many different shapes and sizes, so it may not look like an actual key, though actually for some of you it literally could be. It could be a key to a doorway that opens, or, you know, something quite magical happens in that way. But I feel like the penny drops, or something becomes clear, and you're in a space where you know that you want something to change. You're waiting for something to shift and to move forwards. And I think for some of you, you've been doing the work. You have been really sowing a lot of seeds, but it's like the tree of life. It has felt as if the tree hasn't yet taken root. I think it's about to burst forth, and it's as if there is a piece of information or a somebody or a circumstance that's going to come in and give you something that opens that doorway. You know, like that chance meeting, something that you have wanted to bring forth, you've wanted to manifest, and yet at the same time it's felt like you'd be stepping into somewhere. Basically, you'd be stepping out of your comfort zone. So you're in this space between worlds, new directions. The energy of mystery is around you. It's kind of like trusting that something is actually right for you. So there is a kind of you've been sowing seeds. It is literally like, you know, if you were, let's say you were deciding you were going to move, and suddenly someone gives you the exact something you need to make that move, and then it's like, oh wow, I'm here, I've now got to do it. You know, it's like, oh goodness me, I'm stepping into that new job, that new opportunity, that new creative venture, that new relationship, that new space of, wow, this is what I really wanted, but what do I do? It's like, it's so unknown. It's like the scariness of unknownness, and yet it is so exciting, and it's so what you've wanted, and yet it is so full of uncertainty because you're in new territory. And it is like a doorway opens for you, or a key is given to you, or a piece of information comes to you that removes the blindfold but causes you to know that you can step forwards. But the stepping forwards means doing it differently. I'm going to just draw from another tarot pack, reading number one. See, Spirit, can you give us additional guidance for reading number one? It's these two cards. For reading number one, for the energy of the week for them. Okay, so we have, this is very interesting. Okay, so we have 8 of Cups, we have 4 of Cups, and we have the card of Justice. Now, this is really, really interesting, because the 8 of Cups is actually, it's like a card of, I want to say, of choices, of letting go, of leaving something behind, of making a decision, closing a door, interestingly enough. The 4 of Cups is, let's just come back to this card actually, because the 8 in this particular pack, the mythology around this is somebody, this is someone who is going into the underworld to kind of be with her husband. She's getting married, her world is changing, it's that the transformation is taking place, but she's entering a completely new world, even though it's by choice and she wants to make this choice. Now, the 4 of Cups is a really interesting card, because I sort of said, you know, this opening, this window of opening is going to be shown to you or given to you, but we don't know what shape or form it will come in, and it may be quite unexpected. The 4 of Cups tends to suggest that some form of communication comes to us. Maybe we are pushed or goaded into something, or we discover that something is being said. I want to say possibly even kind of someone urges us to do something, and actually the agenda behind it, behind the situation, was their own agenda. It wasn't for your benefit, but the outcome, interestingly, is for your benefit. It's one of those situations when it's like what I would call when there's a character in a story that is like, in a way, they're not a friend, they're an adversary, and yet, even though they're an adversary, they ultimately become a really key person in creating a doorway of opportunity, because it's kind of like, if it wasn't for them, we would have stayed in the safe place. We'd never have left. We've never have moved forwards, you know. So it's kind of like, retrospectively after the event, we can see that the circumstances that happened, even if they were a little bit, it felt that somebody acted in an underhanded way, or basically just acted in their own interests. But ultimately, it would then cause us to take an action that would be ultimately right for us. It's as if the universe sent somebody into our world, and even though the message they delivered may have seemed possibly not as straightforward as we might have liked, ultimately it was a real blessing. It was a blessing in disguise. So I'm seeing something taking place here, that you're kind of on that pathway to change. You're desiring a change. I think something happens that almost, you may even find that you thought you were going in one direction, and suddenly something happens to cause you either to course correct or to tweak your journey a little bit, your pathway. That there's definitely something new, a new angle of something. You know, if you were writing a book, suddenly something happens and you get an idea. You thought you knew what the ending was going to be, and you've suddenly thought of a whole new ending. And it's like, oh, do you stay on the track that you were on and stick to the script that you had outlined, or do you go for the new ending? This reading is saying go for the new ending. You know, take the different pathway. Don't be afraid to step away, really. Yeah, be confident in this, because there's opportunity here. Fertility, there is opportunity coming your way. This is creating an opportunity. And when we get to the new moon energy next weekend, there will be opportunity to actually take action, to realize something, to actualize something, to bring something into its material form. So it's very primed for manifestation. Let's draw from an angel card. Angel answers. You're ready. I don't think I'm going to draw any more angel cards here. This is lovely. You're ready. This is just perfect for you. This is the timing is right. You are ready for this. You know, this is it. You are ready to take that leap. You are ready to launch into the unknown. Life is an adventure. And it's like you are absolutely ready to embrace something from a place of like really, really trust. Trust that you'll be safe. Trust that the universe has your back. Trust that as you step into a space of transition, exactly what you desire is going to emerge. It's just that it may not look exactly as you thought. I think it will be a little bit different. A little bit different to what you were expecting, but this has longevity. Yeah, the tree of life. You know, maybe the seeds you've been sowing in some areas haven't quite taken root because they weren't quite the right seeds, or the ground wasn't right, or the timing wasn't right. But something is going to emerge, and it's going to take you into new territory. Reading number 1, but I think it's also a place of fertility, of potential, and it's giving you direction to a much stronger and longer term future. So whatever you thought you were pursuing, it's back to that ending of the book, let's say, if we just use that as an example. Whatever you thought you were pursuing, whatever that is in the uniqueness of your world, I think a different opportunity is about to emerge. It's I'm not saying it's not in alignment with your deepest desires, because there's a desire, there's something you want to change. But I just think it's like the universe is saying, I can see you really want this. You've sown lots of seeds. You're ready for transformation. You're ready to give birth to a space of new possibility. We are going to up the grade here. And you thought you were going for, it's kind of like something that had 5 stars. The universe is saying, no, I'm going to up you to 10 stars instead. You know, I'm going to double the benefit because this is better for you. And this is even more in alignment with your dreams than you believed was possible. That's the flavor of this reading. So a key, Spirit bringing a key, a piece of communication, a piece of information. And if you watch those daily lunar updates, you'll know there's a lot of karmic communication early on this week. So really, you know, listen to your dreams, listen to your daydreams, be prepared to attend to details so that you are primed to listen and find clarity this week, and to trust that things may not show up in exactly the form that you thought they would. Reading 1, if you have enjoyed the reading, if it's resonated with you, yeah, do subscribe if you'd like to get notification of any of my readings. I post, you know, we are the Moon Magic Tarot channel. I post every week on Sundays for weekly guidance from Spirit, but I do post other readings as well, and obviously lots of moon stuff too. If you'd like to get notification of things, do press the little bell icon as well, because then things should come into your stream. And if you'd like to be in my monthly prize draw and potentially win a free private reading or a pack of the Art of Manifestation Oracle cards, which I haven't used in the reading today, but these are the cards. This is my own pack. I give away a pack of these every month. It's a subscriber offer. If you want to subscribe and then join my subscriber email list, the links are in the information box below with all the timestamps and everything else as well. And the lunar updates, I do put them on social media, on Facebook and Instagram daily as well, if you want to just get those every single day as a little nudge to remember what the kind of incoming energy of the day is, and you know how best to use that. Wonderful friends, thank you so much for joining me for this reading, and just tons of love to you. I really do wish you an amazing week of powerful potential and doorways opening for you, because it's a pretty magical space. This reading is tingling with the mystery of new possibilities. Tons of love. Welcome to reading number 2, lovely people. You have chosen the Come Together card with the rune of flow and the charm of love. So this immediately talks about relationships in some way, and about love and about intimacy and about connection with somebody in particular. So let's see what the guidance of Spirit is for you for this week, in this build up to, you know, such a powerful new moon and a new moon eclipse. Now there's more than one card here, but look at this. Wow, we have the 2 of Cups, we have the Ace of Wands. Oh, this is like brand new love. I don't think I'm going to draw any more cards from that tarot pack. It's like it's making a statement. This week, it feels for me like there is an absolute space of possibility for something very new, the spark of newness to emerge, to happen, to come together. I mean, this is love. This is new relationship, new beginnings. It can indicate the end of a relationship too, sometimes the 2. But if it is the end of something, it's because it's creating a new beginning. Let's draw from another tarot. See what we are shown. What is Spirit offering reading? We have the card of death. So we have transformation, rebirth, new opportunity, new horizons, literally a new pathway, a new emergence. Prince of Cups, this is mastery of emotion. You know, so this is interesting as there's a transformational period, an entry into a space of new love, and there's mastery of emotions in here as well, which is an interesting card, because I think sometimes when we are entering a space of new relationship, whether it's in an existing relationship or it's, you know, brand new, we often, it's like our emotions can get the better of us, because you know, they flow quite intensely. So there may be something for some of you, maybe you are needing to master some emotions as you rebirth into a space of newness. And we have the Priestess. Okay, so this is a card of gestation, of trusting your intuition, knowing that your intuition is right. This is the card speaking to us. Mindful wisdom, create inner harmony. Beautiful owl. Look at the wisdom here. The Priestess, wisdom. Soul fragments. Okay, balance will be restored. Okay, I can see that there's a new beginning here in love. You're also letting go of something, putting something down in order to create that space. It's almost as if maybe you have been through an experience in love and in relationship which wasn't so good. You know, maybe somebody wasn't entirely honest or straightforward with you. They weren't emotionally upfront, I think, maybe, or they pressed a lot of buttons in you that maybe caused you almost to lose sight of your own intuition, or even to doubt your own intuition and your own judgment in some way. Generosity. Turkey energy, generosity. I feel like there's a need to be what I would call generous of spirit. You know, I do think, you know, there is it's almost like letting go. You know, when somebody, I do feel like some of you have had, you know, balance will be restored, soul fragments, mindful wisdom, create inner harmony. I feel like you're writing yourself. This is the week of preparation for eclipse season, for the new moon eclipse, where we move into a new moon that is so loaded with potential and possibility that our new moon wishes are really going to carry a lot of weight, as do our new moon intentions, because new moon intentions, as you'll know from what I was just reading when I went through the daily lunar forecast, that we arrive at a new moon eclipse which is full of the potential to begin to take actual actions that kind of mean that we're not just putting a wish into the universe, we're then doing something to make that possible. And this is a week of preparation. So Spirit is saying to you that you're going to need to be generous of spirit and put something down. If somebody mistreated you, treated you badly, then you can let go of that. It's time to move beyond it. You know how when sometimes somebody, I don't know, they apologize, but it's, you know, it isn't heartfelt. They're just saying it for, you know, for effect. They don't actually mean it. It's kind of like, yeah, you just let that go. Now this is lovely. Ask your angels. Okay. Ask your angels for help here. You know, absolutely ask your angels. Ask for guidance, ask for help to release. Yeah, there's no need to worry. This is lovely. Ask your angels. There's no need to worry. Okay. Maybe you've been fearful that something just isn't going to happen, or it's not going to emerge. But, you know, this is the rune of flow. It's going to flow into a new space of being. We have the Ace of Wands here. This is like a card of magical creativity where you become the creator. you're ready. This came up in reading number 1 too. This is really interesting. We had this card has now come up twice, so really interesting. You are ready. There's something again about the week, the lunar energy, and the general astrology and the collaborations of the planets that are getting us to be ready to rebirth. You know, it's like the timing is perfect to create this shift, and the energy is like inviting us to manifest our desires. Ask your angels. There's absolutely no need to worry. And if you are asking for an intimate relationship, ask for the romance angels to help you, to assist you. In fact, I'm actually, guys, I think, beautiful souls, I'm going to put this card down. I'm going to just press the pause button. I'm going to grab the romance angel cards, and I'm going to draw a couple of cards from that pack for us for this reading. Okay, I'm back. I have the romance angel cards. It feels really right to draw on these cards today. Hey, deception. Right, this is what has happened before. This is what happened. This is what you're getting over. This is what left you feeling fragmented, left you feeling not whole. And you know, I am really sorry that that happened, because, you know, somebody has led you into something. They had their own ulterior motives. They have not been direct or honest, and you're passing through that. You're letting go of it. Now, whether this was an intimate love relationship, whether it was a friendship or a family member, whatever it was, it's left its mark. But you are now ready to move beyond this. And this was coming through with the generosity of spirit. It was like I was really hearing, you know, sometimes when someone says sorry, but they don't mean it. And we can either go on and on and on and think, God, I really, because we just want to make it right, or we want to have a voice or be seen to be right, because we know that the wool was pulled over our eyes, and maybe other people maybe have been deceived as well. And that feels awful, you know, and it doesn't feel okay, and it really causes an imbalance. You know, I'm really feeling that inside. It's like in my my rib cage, I'm feeling that energy of discord. But actually, it's time to bring yourself back into balance. There's no need to worry. Do you know, this is one of those situations where truly, honestly, it's kind of like send them love and walk away. And if they have to be in your life, then just be immensely guarded around them and just don't engage. You know, there's something about not sharing of yourself. There is no need to worry. Ask your angels. It's time. You are ready to put this down. Okay, now we have a past life relationship. You've known each other before. Now, this is an interesting card, because I feel for some of you maybe the deception part of it was that there was a need to come back, and almost maybe you couldn't say no last time, but this time you can. But I also think for some of you, this is not about this card. This past life relationship is not about this. It's actually about the future. Someone is coming back into your world. I think that this is the new beginning. This is the transformation. This is the higher connection here. Let's draw some tarot and ask for additional guidance. Two of Pentacles. Card of Justice. Five of Wands. Three of Cups. Okay, this is the falling in love card again. Okay, so what this is saying, I think, in this reading, reading number 2, is this. Okay, there's a piece of work to be done here, to be concluded. a piece of emotional work, you know, the weighing up, bringing things back into balance. What I want to say as well is I feel like this person, justice will come. You don't have to be the deliverer of justice. It's going to happen anyway. I think they are going to be confronted, you know, by their own demons. I actually think that they're probably going to be revealed for who they are, but you don't have to do that. There's no need to worry. It's being taken care of. You're just ready to move forwards. I think for most of you, you know, although there could be a past life connection, I think really this is much more about a future relationship. This is about your readiness to fall in love and somebody coming back into your life where you're going to pick up where you left off. You've agreed to come back and be together. You've agreed that this is what you're going to do when the time is right. It's almost like, you know, those fated karmic relationships. Now, this is the energy this week. If we think of the build up to eclipse season and the new moon eclipse, where we can really begin to manifest and make real, you know, certain things are going to come to and reach a conclusion. And I think for you guys, there is a conclusion of something that had left its mark negatively, and it's time to put it behind you. You don't have to carry the justice. That will happen anyway. Okay, that's being taken care of. Your task is to free yourself of this, put yourself in a space of readiness, and reconnect with the person that is coming into your life, who is coming back into your life. It's almost like you're coming back together. Okay, there is a coming back together here. There's a new beginning. And I want to say you'll know. You know, it will be so different, this new relationship, you know, whether this is a working relationship or a friendship, but, you know, it's just, you just know that you're coming back together with purpose. You just, that spark, that chemistry, that connection, the intuitive knowing is there. And whatever this person was about, it's time to put them behind you, reading number 2. They are not relevant in your life anymore. You know, there's a real clarity of that here. And the coming together is about a space of transformation and new beginnings. And in this coming week of preparation, there is ample time for you guys to be doing some completion exercises. You know, you could write the letter that you never send because it would fall on deaf ears anyway, so there's no point in sending it, but you can still express yourself and know that you were right about your position. You can voice that, you can write that letter, but you know, or burn it, let it go. But there's something about letting something go in order to rebirth into this absolute space of newness. And I think this is then going to happen actually quite quickly because you're ready for this transformation. But there's just a realignment and a rebalancing. That's your preparation this week. It's realigning, rebalancing, laying to rest. I kind of want to say forgiveness, but in a way it feels much more like an acceptance that you can't change this person. You can't fix them, you can't change them, you can't change their perspectives. Whatever conversation you try to have with them, it will fall on deaf ears. They are not interested. So why waste your energy? It's acceptance of that and handing it over to, again, ask your angels, hand it over to the angels and ask, you know, not for retribution, but for the best possible outcome for all concerned, and for you to be free of this so that your soul fragments come back together, you feel whole and complete and ready to embark in a space of the new. Reading number 2, this is such a powerful reading of preparation for the new moon, and I just wish you so much love. This level of soul work is just huge. I have so much respect for you, and wonderful people. If this reading has resonated with you, I will be posting with a big update about the coming, you know, new tribal moon phase, listening woman, that starts that new phase on the new moon on Saturday. I will possibly do some extra readings this week as well in alignment with that new moon. But either way, if you want to get notification of my readings, if you subscribe and press the little bell icon, they should come into your stream. And if you want to be in my monthly prize draw, where I give away a free private reading, and I also give away a pack of these cards too. We haven't used them today. If you would like to be in that prize draw, the link to join my subscriber email list is in the information box. It is a subscriber offer. Wonderful friends, tons and tons of love to you, and the biggest respect, because this is like navigating relationship at a level of soul evolution. I mean, this is awesome and amazing, and there is a return to completion and wholeness for you that brings about the new. And yeah, I think brings in someone who I think you've both been waiting for each other, and it's like you had to do some pieces of pretty epic work in order to be completely ready to meet one another and, you know, start this new voyage. So wow, just very exciting times. Tons of love to you. Welcome, reading number 3. You have chosen the card of the sacred pool. We have the little bicycle, something moving forwards, and the rune of joy. I mean, this is a stunning energy, the rune of joy. You know, out of darkness into light. It's like a new dawn, a new beginning. So I am wondering, let's see what we're shown initially by the tarot cards. What is Spirit wanting to let you know about this week? I mean, what is happening in your world this week? What guidance is coming through? So we have Daughter of Cups. So in some packs, this is like the Page of Cups, Daughter of Cups. And the Ace of Pentacles. And Son of Cups. Okay. Cruelty. You're recovering from something and you're coming through and out the other side. Success. Love that. Love that card. Absolutely love that card. Okay, this is beautiful. There is real opportunity in this week of preparation for you to you are recovering from something. Someone has, it's very interesting, this card of cruelty. Sometimes this card of cruelty literally says, look, we're being cruel to ourselves. And so actually for some of you, there could be an element of this, that you have a really, really, really challenging kind of inner critic, or like an inner dialogue where you are kind of, you know, sometimes honestly people's inner dialogues, it's not even like an inner critic, it's like an inner bully, you know. But interestingly enough, I think that, I mean, ultimately it comes from somewhere. So but I do think for some of you, someone has literally quite recently been quite cruel actually to you. I think this is quite for real. I think it may be, I'm not saying it doesn't go back, and that it's not, maybe you were bullied earlier in life, but somebody has actually been quite cruel to you. Things are going to move forwards, you know, this is lifting, you're coming out of it. There's a space of new beginnings here. I love that we have Daughter of Cups and Son of Cups. It's like there's something quite new in terms of your own self-love coming through here. Your ability to know wholeheartedly, to release the self-doubt that comes from the cruelty of others. Okay, there's something about releasing that, and there's something in the work of preparation this week for you guys that is about releasing this, so that when we get to that new moon eclipse energy, you have the opportunity to create wishes and intentions that are absolutely in alignment of what you desire, backed up by this 100% belief in yourself, because you know that you deserve it. secret temptation, being led astray. Okay. Hidden realms. Create conscious awareness. Okay, that kind of resonates with some of the lunar energy this week, actually, that's for sure. So, in a way, I feel like you are entering a space of a new dawn, new possibilities. But it's as if self-mastery, you know, when your mind can take you down that pathway of being very critical of yourself, and then you feel kind of low, and then we kind of comfort eat, or we do something that kind of eases the pressure in the moment, but actually it keeps us out of balance. It's really interesting. Hidden realms, I think, is very much about understanding that there's guidance and support around you to, yeah, it's like journeying into the sacred pool where we can be cleansed and come out clean, whole, refreshed. The energy of transformation is definitely around you. You're having to let go of something quite big. I actually think for some of you, you have been genuinely traumatized, and you've found ways to cope with that, and that's been amazing. But this is time of a new beginning. There is success assured. It's kind of like self-mastery of not allowing yourself to go down that pathway of self-doubt and keeping yourself on that pathway to joy. It's like innocence is being returned to you. It's actually really rather beautiful. I think we have the card of Ant, community. Okay, this is interesting because Ant is a card that also suggests perseverance actually is needed here. You know, self-mastery, perseverance. We have the card of success. It's just that this is really, it's left its mark, you know, but it's time for a new beginning. It's like self-love, self-healing, that understanding that you are more. You are so much more than you were left believing. Yeah, recovery. Just says it all. That's what's happening. You're in recovery. But abundance is coming your way. Okay. Yes, success, abundance. I love that we have these cards. Success, abundance. It's like Daughter of Cups, Son of Cups. It's like a space of new emergence. Almost like, you know, when you leave, perhaps you leave home and it's like this massive stage of growth and emergence when we leave home and we grow up and we launch ourselves into the world as a new young adult. I feel like you guys get to do that all over again in some way, shape or form. It's like you're starting afresh, turning over a new page, and the universe is really supporting you in this. And it's not just even the universe, it's spirit, it's the great mystery, it's the everything. It's like the completeness of the world is saying, look, you know, you can recover from this. I feel like it's really interesting, the community card here. I want to say you're needing as well to move through and beyond something to the point where you find, I think you find a new community as well. For some of you, you were involved in people, you were led astray by people who it was very enticing to get involved into their ways of doing things. But actually it wasn't helpful to you because it took you away from your spiritual pathway. You know, that feeling of belonging, sometimes people can make us feel really, really welcome. And then afterwards we realize it's like there's a price to pay. It's like we got involved in this sort of culture, and it was really interesting and very relevant to us at the time in our own growth and learning. But it's almost like there's a requirement that you have to fit and stay the same, and you've outgrown that. It's not right for you. It's like entering a community where people seemed very nice, and then they require you to gang up on somebody, and you didn't want to do that. And so it kind of, that community backfired, and you were then targeted because you weren't prepared to join in. There's something around this, but success and abundance are yours. This is time. The recovery is in hand, and it's time to move through this, beyond this. This coming new moon eclipse season is absolutely perfect for shifting through this, the residue of the cruelty that took place, the targeting, the bullying that left its mark with you. It's time for you to re-emerge afresh and anew. Yeah, Ten of Swords. It's like this card of victory, facing your demons, coming through out the other side. It's a new dawn, again, the same as the rune of joy. It's a new dawn. You've kind of moved beyond. You can say no. It's kind of literally, you can kind of say no. It's not, this is not where you're at anymore. This is not you anymore. Nine of Pentacles. This is awesome. Not only do we have the card of victory, where you finish, something is completed, you leave it behind, but the Nine of Pentacles is kind of like, do you know what? You did it. No one else did it for you. Nobody else did the work. This is a card of what I would call absolutely justifiable self-satisfaction. And I mean self-satisfaction in a really positive way, not in a kind of an arrogant sort of, you know, self-satisfied, smug kind of way. I mean self-satisfaction because you've done the work, you've got to the end goal, and it's like, do you know what? I deserve this. I worked for it. Here I am. New beginnings, new opportunities, in balance as well. It's like this is being totally put behind you. Yeah, the Magician, the card of the Alchemist. You are now in a position to start to manifest abundance in every possible area of your life. What is gorgeous, I feel like you guys had retreated. It's almost like you've moved into a place of retreat in order to recover. And now you're coming out the other side, carried across the gap by the wings of heaven. Justice, you're coming back into balance. This has come up in another of the readings. You know, I also think, you know, there was a connection to, I think it was particularly in love in reading number 2, that may be relevant to some of you. But I think justice will be served, okay? But it's not your responsibility to serve it. I think, you know, it's like this reading is sort of saying, look, we don't have to carry aspects of retribution because it tangles us in the cruelty. Actually, we can trust that the universe will take care of this. This is about you bringing yourself back into awareness with newfound consciousness. Yeah, create conscious awareness. It's like you've learned, you are recovering, you are so much more than this. This feels like a magnificent turning point from something that has kind of troubled you, and it's like, it's almost like I'm seeing it popping up in your life again and again. It recurs again and again, and this time it's like you say no to it once and for all. You're not tangled in this anymore. You know, it's like, do you know what? Kind of talk to the hand. It's just not. And it's not going to happen anymore. You're through this. You're out the other side. This is the preparation of the coming week. The message from Spirit for you guys this week is to really affirm this is over. It's ended. You are on a pathway to success. You were led astray. You were called in, you were called away from almost your shamanic pathway, your spiritual pathway. You know, people drew you into their world, and actually you then had to retreat. But now this is over. This is done, dusted. It is not your responsibility, and you know it. You don't have to deliver justice. It is now up to you to manifest your own abundance. And it's like, and it comes to you. It's like you're becoming a magnet for the things you really want. You are becoming the magnet of attraction for the stuff you want, because you're sitting in a space of new beginnings, new resources coming to you, a new dawn, a new day. And I think things are going to move forwards quite quickly. You know, I think that doorways will open for you, and whatever you wish for when you get to the new moon and whatever intentions you set, it's kind of like it's really time to honor the things that you really want. I just think abundance is coming to you. It's like this has been dragging on, I think, for a little while. It's like it's clinging, it's niggling, or you meet someone who presses a button and it reminds you of the same kind of stuff. There's a lot of this stuff in the world. You only have to listen to the news to hear some of the kind of awful stuff that goes on, but you don't have to be associated or connected to that. You can't fight every battle. You are better off looking after your own energy and stepping into a space of intention to walk that spiritual pathway, manifest your dreams, and hold the higher energy, because you will be a beacon of encouragement for others who also want to learn how to become a beacon of abundance, a magnet of attraction. You know, you did it. It's like, it's awesome. Reading number 3, I don't think I need to say any more, really. It feels like this chapter is over for good, and and I almost feel like I want to breathe a sigh of relief. It's like you just know it's not your responsibility. You don't have to carry this. It feels good. It feels good. So preparation for the week, laying it to rest. Forgive yourself. Don't be critical of yourself. You know, we all get drawn in, and we all also find ways of managing our difficult emotions. Actually, it's time to manage everything from a position of that higher pathway, and the doorway to abundance is opening here. You've been in recovery for long enough, and you know, fair play to you, because you needed it. You know, but success, abundance, 9 of Pentacles, wonderful. 10, 9, it's fabulous. So abundance, get creating. The new moon is waiting for you, and eclipse season is waiting for you to literally to give you what you ask for. So it feels very positive and very certain that things will come to you. That is the message I see from Spirit here. In that way, this is over now. If this is resonating with you, beautiful number 3, reading number 3 people, do subscribe, and if you want to get notification of any of my readings, you know, press the little bell icon as well. They should come into your stream. I have a monthly prize draw. I give away a free private reading and a pack of these cards. We didn't use them today, but if you want to be in that prize draw, it's a subscriber offer. And there is a subscriber email. There's a link in the information box below. And guys, if the lunar energy dailies resonated with you, I do put them onto Facebook and Instagram as well. If you want a daily nudge, if you know, do follow the Moon Magic channels. So wonderful friends, tons and tons of love to you. This is, it feels like a reading of anticipation in a week of anticipation, where we prepare for a big window of opportunity, which is really opening up for us next weekend in the Astro energy. Tons and tons of love to you.